In 1977, a radio telescope at Ohio State University heard something, which it should do. It was called the Big Ear Telescope, and it was designed specifically to listen to the stars to see if anything out there was sending signals out into space like we are. And it'll pick up things like our own signals that get reflected off of objects near to us, things like planets, moons, asteroids. To be blunt, boring stuff. It will pick up boring, lame stuff from nearby, or silence. But on Monday, August 15th, 1977, it heard a signal that was 30 times louder than the background noise of space, and most terrifyingly, it did not come from our solar system. This signal, whatever it was, came from 200 light years out into deep space.
I am going so fast.
And when the astronomer in charge realized this, our boy Jerry circled the signal and wrote, "Wow."
Holy cow. That's quite a view.
It was on the exact radio frequency we would expect intelligent life to use if they were purposefully trying to stand out. Genuinely, the only reason it doesn't really count is because it hasn't repeated. And that is it. Other than that, it is exactly what an alien message would look like. And at least to me, I get why it has to repeat to really count, but the odds that we happen to be in the perfect spot to intersect with a signal from that absurd distance away is so low, it makes sense to me that it would only happen once. And listen, I'm not that person usually. I'm usually very skeptical. I'm sure there's a completely abiotic explanation for this as well. But from what I've seen, this signal is the only real event where science says, yeah, we'll just never really know what that was unless we can hop in a spaceship and follow where it came from.
Waiting in queue. Who's in front of me? Oh, is there a guy coming in? Oh, you think you're so special.
Now, when I heard this story for the first time last week, I was gobsmacked. I was dumbfounded. How are we not all screaming inside, not knowing for sure what this signal was? And I'll be honest, I went down a bit of a rabbit hole with this story. I started doing more research. I learned that the WOW signal could have come from specifically 2 different patches in the constellation Sagittarius. And then I looked up what stars make up Sagittarius. And there was a lot more than I thought there would be. And their names were all god-awful, like Alpha Sagittarii, Beta Sagittarii, S2, WR102, WR104, Gomez's Hamburger. That one was obviously the best one. And then this one, WR111, super interesting because it's actually a shrimp boat, according to Google, a shrimp boat that is floating out in space 5,000 light years from Earth. So that's fascinating.
If I come out of hyperspace and see a shrimp boat, I will eat my own teeth.
And when you click on one of those options that Google offers up, you know how it puts that into the search bar? Well, while I was on Lambda Sagittarii, I just, on a whim, put Elite Dangerous after it, just out of curiosity. I thought, there's no way that this is possible. There's no way that this very real, very random star exists in a video game with hundreds of other...
No way. Hang on. I just hit record because I feel like this is definitely going to be what I do this week. Look at this. How is this a real place? It even has the coordinates and everything. How much of real space is in this game?
Like, Elite Dangerous really is more than just a game, especially in VR. It's a tool for perspective. And I just created this new objective for myself of, I want to understand in a very 3D tangible way where this signal came from. Because it's just so hard to in any other way. We are chained to this rock. We have no ability to get any other perspective. But in Elite Dangerous, apparently, I can just go there.
Coordinates are -10, -9, and 76. This is it. This is the actual star. -10, -9, 78. It's right there. And it literally says Sagittarius. This game is so cool. So Earth is all the way over there. And the distance between this to like the star right next to it, to Yoruba, that distance is not fathomable. So imagine that distance. Like, are you kidding me? I cannot believe that matches up. Like, I looked for the star, and it's in the direction of Sagittarius. Like, none of this started in Elite Dangerous. None of this started in Elite Dangerous. This was all a real-world event that I looked up.
When I play Elite Dangerous, I always play as Space Amazon, so my ship is very ready to make any sort of long journey like this, and I didn't have any of the usual hoops to jump through when I'm doing a mission. All I had to do really was jump into hyperspace 14 times.
I love how the target just absolutely loses its shit when you're going through hyperspace. I discovered LHS 451. Does that actually mean I'm the first person ever to discover this, or is this just my first time being here? Someone please let me know. I feel very important, and I don't want to be let down.
I had to stop for gas once, and I almost melted a few times, but other than that, it was a pretty uneventful trip out into the void. Except for at this one star, it was a lawless star system, and I ran into a ship.
I don't like it. I don't want to go towards it.
But yeah, I eventually made it to Lambda Sagittarii, a real star that is also actually called Caus Borealis. I pronounced that wrong for sure, but it is also called that in real life too for some reason.
One final jump. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. Will there be any aliens? Wow, we're here and we're dying, but we're here. This is where the signal could have come from, allegedly. What's here? What is here in Elite Dangerous? Let's see. It is a triple star system. What is that? Tertiary? Oh, it's been colonized. Of course it has. Wow, generous future.
Obviously, the developers at Elite Dangerous don't know what's actually here. This is all a guess, a very generous guess, where in the future humanity is also here. But this is still a real place. Just like when I fly around Saturn or Titan, this place is also real, and it's also here. And it screamed at us in 1977, and we still don't know what it was.
Any life that could possibly be on this planet grew up with having 3 suns. That's normal for them. Of course there's 3 suns. How many else would there be? It feels so much more tangible in VR. Like, if there's a planet in this star, in Lambda Sagittarii, Caus Borealis, whatever you want to call it, it could look like this. I mean, if you came here, it would look this big, you know? Like, I wonder what color it is.
I'm realizing I'm a little bit wrong here because the signal did come from this direction, but again, it came from 200 light years away. And in my excitement, I failed to realize that Lambda Sagittarii is 75 light years from the Earth. So as long as this journey was, this signal came from more than double this distance. Double.
I'll be there in 1 year. If I leave my computer on for a whole year, I will be here this time next year. Someone should do that in this game and see what actually happens, if it will actually arrive there after 365 continuous days.
Will we ever know what this signal was? Probably not. It's been almost 50 years and nobody has definitively explained it. And it just captured my imagination this week. It really did. I do think it was aliens or something we would classify as aliens. There has to be something out there. The universe is just too big and too beautiful. Just like the list of names I have to install. That's right, the video's over. Goodbye, everybody. It's a Hobbits, Fast Ninja, Bats, Monkey, Lucky Dark, Archer, Neat G, Daxon, Wolfie, different language, still don't understand it. Happy Go Touch the Grass, Sky on Cloud, Timer Spark, Fluffy Giggles and Cool Kid, Giraffe, and Gunny 1971. Hey, this is awkward. It's the 22nd, so if I don't yell at the Silk Brains too, they're gonna get... I'm sorry. Joshua Halo, Zach I do a bit of tread. Isaac, Gaia, Flower, UCF, Case and Vanderbilt, Scarface, JC, Chris Gibson, lesser known Jacob McN. I did McN because, you know, the whole doxing thing. Okay, thank you everyone for sitting through that nightmare, and I hope you're doing okay. Oh, random stranger. Here I still am. Here you still are. What are we doing? When does it stop? Okay, anyways, goodbye.
Whoa. What did I do? No, oh my god, stop, please. Please make this go away. What is this nightmare?